Hello and happy Ostara. This is Lynn Modishon from Modishon's Herbals, and we are going to be celebrating the vernal equinox, this welcoming back the sun and welcoming back spring. So, I'm excited for spring. I have got a lot of yard plans this year, and I've already made headway on some of them, and so I'm feeling real good about that. I would like to thank you for joining me to celebrate Ostara. During this time of the year, we start to plant our seeds of intent. Now, some of those seeds will grow into crops that we will harvest and eat from. And some of these seeds will grow into new habits and skills for both home and work. So, if you are going to join me in this ritual, you need to have a goal for the next 6 months, which that's mine right there. Something to plant a seed in. So I am going to plant patty pound squash. Now, the reason I'm planting patty pound squash is because it looks like the sun. When it's ripe, it's yellow and has a round circle and shape, and actually has what looks like little rays of sunlight coming from it. I am going to plant mine in an eggshell. Now, the idea behind that is eggshells are totally biodegradable, and I can put my seed starts growing and I'm ready to transplant it out into my garden, I can just pick up the whole thing, the whole eggshell, and drop it in a hole, and that will nourish the soil with calcium and help my plant grow strong. And so that's what we're doing. That's how I'm doing it. You need to so I've already started by putting my intent inside the eggshell, and then I'll put some dirt, and then I'll put my seed in there. So what we're going to start with, though, is the story of Persephone, Demeter, and Hades. After we do that, then I will cast the circle. Do remember that if you can see me, you are part of my ritual circle, and you are protected in that circle. If you choose to cast your circle at your house or wherever you are, that is wonderful too, because that would just make intersecting circles, and we will have the power of my circle and your circle. So that is, whatever you want to do works out perfectly. Okay, so the story of Persephone, Demeter, and Hades. So the Greek story of spring is a story of kidnapping, love, grief, and celebration. It is a story of Demeter, Persephone, and Hades. Demeter was the goddess of the harvest and presides over grains and the fertility of the earth. She was also the goddess of sacred law and the cycle of life and death. And she was the mother of Persephone. Persephone was a young goddess that lived apart from the other gods because her mother was afraid for her safety. Persephone, as the daughter of a goddess of harvest, delighted in sunshine and picking flowers in the woods. She was honored as Kor, the Greek word meaning beautiful maiden. Her mother, Demeter, loved her truly. Hades was the god of the underworld. He saw Persephone and fell in love with her. He wanted her to become his bride. Because Demeter loved Persephone so much, Hades was afraid that she would not allow Persephone to travel to the underworld, away from herself and the sun, to live as his bride. So instead of asking Demeter for the hand of Persephone, he talked to his brother Zeus, the god of gods. Zeus gave his permission to Hades to kidnap Persephone without the knowledge of her mother. When Persephone went missing, Demeter traveled to the ends of the earth to find her daughter. It took Demeter a year to find out what happened to Persephone. Demeter learned that Zeus was complicit in the kidnapping and also had allowed Hades to marry Persephone. During this time, grief and anger overwhelmed Demeter. In her grief, Demeter halted all the plants from flowering and ripening, and she created winter for the first time. The earth started dying, and with no food for growing for people, the people started dying. The people on earth got very mad at the gods and stopped worshiping them. To stop the process of the earth and her people dying and not worshiping him, Zeus told Demeter that if Persephone had not tasted food in the underworld, Persephone would be allowed to return home. Alas, after a year, Persephone had eaten 6 pomegranate seeds. The pomegranate is the symbol of the indissolubility of marriage. So the lovely maiden Persephone became the rightful wife of Hades and queen of the underworld. But because she ate only 6 seeds, Zeus determined that she only had to stay in the underworld with her husband for 6 months, and allowed Persephone to return to the world above for the other 6 months of the year. During the 6 months of the year that Persephone stays in the underworld and reigns as queen, Demeter was sad and not in the mood to deal with the harvest. She allowed the earth to decline, creating autumn and fall. When Persephone returns to the above ground, Demeter becomes very happy to have her daughter back, and the earth reflects that happiness with sunshine, growth, and abundance. Neither Demeter nor Hades are happy to have only 6 months with Persephone, but realized that this was the best compromise, that 2 people who loved her would reach a consensus. So we have 6 months of fall and winter when Persephone is in the underworld, and we have 6 months of spring and summer when Persephone is above ground with her mother. So that is the story of Ostara, one of the stories of Ostara, and it is the reason why we have the seasons. So I'm going to go ahead right now and cast the circle. So make sure that you have everything you need. You have your seeds, you have your planter, you have your goal. I have 2. And you have your dirt. So there's my dirt. So we are going to start with, in the name of the waning cold and in the name of the coming spring, in the name of the ones whose love we hold, in the name of the plans and intents we bring. To share the turn of the wheel last, this Ostara circle we now have cast. And we're going to go ahead and start calling in the quarters with the east. So facing the east, guardians of the east, element of air, we invite you to attend our circle tonight. Bring with you your communication skills. We bid you hail and welcome. And to the south, guardians of the south, element of fire, come to our circle with your passionate pyre. We bid you hail and welcome. Apparently I can't tell the difference between blue and green. Okay, so to the west, Guardians of the West, element of water and streams, come to our circle with your prophetic dreams. We bid you hail and welcome. To the north, guardians of the north, element of earth and soil, come to our circle with your spiral coil. We bid you hail and welcome. Goddess Demeter, goddess of grains, who brings us the summer and the spring rains, who teaches us of cycles and turns of the wheel, who searched for her daughter with untold zeal. Join us in our circle, we ask of thee. Protect us and bless us. So mote it be. We bid you hail and welcome. It is a season of Ostara, when all the earth bursts forth with life. The argument with Hades has for now lost all of its strife. The return of the sun we now celebrate. If you have a yellow or white candle, light your candle to welcome back the sun. The return of the sun we now celebrate. The harshness of winter starts to abate. It is time to plant the seeds from which our lives will grow. It is time to start the plans, so the path of our lives we know. So take your goal and put it in your pot. Fill it with dirt. I am moving this incense. It is just like going right up my nose. Okay, and then take your seed. And I'm actually putting 3 seeds in each one. Then I'm going to add a little bit more dirt. And repeat after me. Facing the north, say, earth with your soil, our seed of intent shall grow. Facing the east, air with your breezes begin to blow, our seed of intent will start to show. To the south, sun with your warmth, our seed of intent will be fed. And to the west, water with your moisture, may the goals of our seed into our lives be led. Now hold your seedling in your hands Think about the intent that you have planted along with your seed. Bring down the energy of the sun into your crown chakra. Bring it all the way down into your heart. Mix it with your own energy and the energy of your intent. Gather the energy created by the circle and bring that into your heart as well. Push this combined energy down your arms and into the soil of your seed that holds your seed. Goddess and God, let this seed of intent be blessed by your 4 elements: sunlight, rains, cool breezes, and refreshing evenings. Let it be fertile to receive our seeds that have been prepared for your soil, so that they may grow and ripen heavy with your bounty. Know that all who will partake of this bounty will forever honor the feast that springs forth from your womb. Your seeds are blessed. Tend them well, both the seed that you planted and the seed of your intent. Make sure you do your homework to make that seed of your intent grow along with the plant. And as you see the plant growing, recognize that your goal also is coming into fruition. So we're going to go ahead and let and release the circle. So Goddess Demeter, Goddess of Grains, who brings us the summer and spring rains. Who teaches us of cycles and turns of the wheel, who searched for her daughter with untold zeal. Thank you for your presence and your gift of growth and love. Protect us and bless us with your gifts from above. We bid you hail and farewell. To the east, guardians of the east, element of air, thank you for your presence and your communication of care. We bid you hail and farewell. To the south, guardians of the south, element of fire, thank you for your presence and your passionate pyre. We bid you hail and farewell. Guardians of the west, element of water and streams, thank you for your presence and your prophetic dreams. We bid you hail and farewell. Guardians of the north, element of earth and soil, thank you for your presence and your spiral coil. We bid you hail and farewell. The circle is open, but never broken. May all beings and elementals attracted to this ritual be on their way, harming none. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be. Now I'm going to leave my sun candle to burn. I'm going to take it downstairs so that I can watch it burn and have it safe. But I'm going to burn it all the way down until such time as it gutters. So in living a magical life, what you're supposed to be doing right now is decluttering and making room for new growth. So decluttering your thoughts with thoughts that are no longer serving you, decluttering your life with habits that no longer serve you. I'm going to be decluttering my house. We won't get all the way decluttered because I like being surrounded by clutter. But preparing for new growth in the summer and looking at what it is that you want to accomplish. So make sure that you water your plants and keep them alive so that they can get out in your garden or in maybe a bigger pot. And I thank you very much for joining me. I will be back on Wednesday. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about, but if there's something that you think about, go ahead and shoot me a note, and maybe that's what we can do. So thank you very much. Blessed Ostara, blessed spring equinox. Thank you.